we are going to be reacting to something that honestly I didn't think was ever going to happen. We are finally going to see the reveal, the cinematic trailer, and more that they had for Ubisoft today for Skull and Bones. Honestly, I thought that this game was scrapped. I didn't think it was coming back. I'm very happy about this. Without further ado, let's check it out. I'm going to be reacting to 3 different trailers. So this is going to be somewhat of a long video, so without further ado, let's check this out.
Society has rules. It decides where you belong and what you're worth.
Oh, wow. It's giving me Assassin's Creed vibes.
You can chart a new course.
Oh, wow.
Even when death seems a certainty, do not give up. On the shores of a new world, you awaken.
Oh, wow.
More determined than ever to carve a life of your choice.
Dude. Oh, wow.
Fighting under our own flag, we will take what's ours. Together, we will take on the world. Society may have rules, but today, you decide where you belong and what you're worth.
Oh, wow.
Now choose. Will you live as pawns or die as pirates?
That looks badass. This looks badass. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. November 8th. Oh my gosh. PS5. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get this game. I'm gonna have to get a PS5 so I can get this game. This looks absolutely badass, guys. I will say, just from the trailer alone, gives me massive Assassin's Creed vibes. Pretty much, literally start from nothing. You literally start building, I guess, your legend from being just a regular sailor to a ferocious pirate on the seven seas, especially during the golden age of piracy. So, massive Black Flag vibes. I like the trailer. Let's check out the second one, which is the ship combat, or no, the gameplay review. I'm gonna look at that first. Let's check this out. Oh wow.
Welcome to Skull and Bones. Our game takes place during the golden age of piracy, in a world inspired by the beautiful yet dangerous Indian Ocean.
This was
You'll
gorgeous.
start your journey as an outcast, whose goal is to become the most infamous pirate to sail these treacherous waters.
Bro. This looks badass.
After surviving a shipwreck, you begin your adventure in St. Anne, one of the pirate dens in our world. Dens are centers of pirate activity, where you can craft new ships and equipment, provision for your expeditions at sea, pick up contracts, and socialize with other players. Any pirate worth their salt will tell you that preparation is key to success. Get ready for any challenges that come your way by checking that your cargo is stocked with items like food and ammunition. Once you're set, it's time to head out and explore. As a rookie pirate, you'll only have access to a small dhow, but as you progress, you'll be able to craft different ships, each with their own unique.
Oh, hell yeah.
At sea, you'll need to pay close attention to the condition of your ship and the morale of your crew. Your crew are a pack of vicious raiders and rovers who will mutiny against you if not kept well fed and happy.
Oh, damn, so they will
If
mutiny
your
you.
ship sinks, you'll
Shit.
lose some progress and respawn at the nearest discovered den or outpost. The good news is that most of your cargo will be recovered, and you'll have the opportunity to retrieve the rest from the wreckage. But you'd better be quick, as other players can also steal it. As a pirate captain, your reputation is everything, and our game tracks this through infamy. The higher your infamy, the more opportunities you'll get. One of the many ways to grow your infamy is to take up contracts. These are deals that you can make with other pirates in the world. Contracts can have great rewards if you're successful, or costs if you fail. You can also gain infamy by completing other activities, such as exploration, plundering, treasure hunts, investigations, dynamic events, and much more. You can undertake these either solo or with other players. The world of Skull and Bones is filled with riches and resources that you'll be able to gather as you explore. Lagoons and rivers are teeming with dangerous wildlife that you can hunt for animal skins and meat. You'll also be able to harvest a variety of raw
Oh, hell yeah.
materials, such as ore and wood, that can be refined and used for crafting. Crafting is an essential activity for you to progress as an infamous pirate. Obtain blueprints and use your refined resources to craft stronger ships, weapons, and armors. In Skull and Bones, ships serve many different purposes.
Oh, wow.
Cargo ships are slower, but useful if you need to transport large volumes of loot. Navigation ships sail faster, but have less cargo space and lower hull HP. Firepower ships have more gun ports, allowing you
Oh,
to
wow.
deal higher damage, but are more challenging to maneuver. Similarly, you can craft a wide array of unique weapons and armors, from Greek fires to giant ballistae to rocket launchers and mortars, as well as different armor types, which have varying strengths and weaknesses against incoming attacks. With your new fleet and growing arsenal, create a loadout based on your personal playstyle to become a force of destruction.
Oh, this looks awesome. This looks awesome.
Out in the open ocean, opportunities and threats are abundant. Use your spyglass to identify lucrative trade routes or wealthy merchant ships and assess your prey's cargo and firepower. Strategize a plan of attack based on your opponent's defenses and take advantage of their weak points to deal more damage. Sinking your foes from afar rewards you with only a portion of their cargo, as some of it will be lost to the depths. Getting in close to execute a boarding maneuver will help maximize your gains. But beware.
See, this is what bugs me. Is this going to be first person, or is it going to be third person we can switch off? Because a lot of this is giving me massive Assassin's Creed like flag vibes, which I like. Because again, it really goes into depths of how it would be on the Seven Seas. You know, you have to feed your crew to make sure they don't mutiny on you, making sure they're getting paid, just, you know, the normal life. So I'm very happy that they put this into this game.
Can turn from predator to prey in a heartbeat if you attract the unwanted attention of privateers, the merciless pirate hunters that patrol the seas. If you enjoy the thrill of the hunt, you can also seek out other players and rain terror on them. Such PvP battles are high-stakes activities that can be rewarding if you emerge victorious. From your spoils of battle, personalize your individual look with outfits that command respect. You can also select from a multitude of ship customization options to instill
I like
fear
that.
in your enemies. With the wind in your sails, journey to the furthest reaches of the Indian Ocean, from the coast of Africa to the East Indies. Encounter extreme weather events like violent storms and monstrous rogue waves.
Oh shit.
Keep your eyes peeled for outposts, which are safe spots where you'll be able to dock your ship for a short rest from the perilous seas. Here, you can trade with traveling merchants and clandestine smugglers selling rare and illegal goods. Uncover buried bounties at outposts as you decipher treasure maps obtained through your voyages. Although all the content in Skull and Bones can be done solo, you might enjoy ruling the seas with your friends. While sailing, you can also easily invite other pirates you encounter to group up. Synergize your different playstyles, ships, and weapons to defeat deadlier enemies. As you grow stronger, take on more difficult challenges, such as attacking forts and plundering settlements.
Oh
And
wow.
if you're bold enough, engage in dynamic events, like taking down heavily laden merchant ships and their fleet of warship escorts. Now, it's up to you to write your own story. Remember, there is no one path to follow, no one way to play. The world of Skull and Bones is yours to discover.
I like that. That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get this.
Skull and Bones just revealed new gameplay and is bringing you all that good pirate action on the Indian Ocean when it launches on November 8th. But we know why you're here. You want to know more about your ships and blowing stuff up. Well, to learn more about your fleet and combat so you can blow stuff up, we spoke to Senior Game Director Ryan Barker. Alright, let's start at the beginning. So can you tell me a bit about the Dow, the first ship that players will captain in Skull and Bones?
Sure. So, as you mentioned, the Dow is our smallest ship. It's the first ship that you get when you start the game as you're rescued by what will eventually become your crew. It's what we call kind of the hunter-gatherer ship, where you learn how to gather resources and hunt some of the wildlife to basically collect things that you'll need to use to craft bigger and better ships, different weapons, and different armors.
In the early hours, will players have the tools to start fights with other ships, or is it more of a lay low until you can have a bigger boat situation?
If you choose to join a PvEP server, meaning PvP is enabled, you can engage with combat with other players at any time. Even on your Dow, having little spear fights is actually kind of fun sometimes. You'll be upgrading your ships pretty quickly in the game to get something larger where you can start adding cannons, some more firepower, and then you might want to start taking on other players if you wish. It's a little bit easier to sink them and try to steal their loot.
As players craft newer and bigger ships, what relationship will they have with their fleet? Do you envision players having one flagship they pour all of their resources into upgrading, or maintaining an array of different ships for different activities?
At launch, we have 12 playable ships, which we call the captain's fleet, that we want the players to eventually acquire, unlock, and craft. And we definitely are more in the second camp of that question, where we want the ships to have things that they're best at. We call them kind of tools for the players. So it's not necessarily about upgrading to a certain ship and then that's all you use for the rest of the game. I'm sure players will get an affinity for the certain types of play styles and ships that they like the most, but there will always be a right tool for the job and maybe another ship that they want to craft and customize out in their loadout for taking on certain types of activities and certain type of pirating in the game. If you were given a contract or a job from another pirate to move a large quantity of stolen goods or dangerous material from one place to another, as one of our quests in the game, you're definitely going to want to use a cargo ship to be able to accomplish that. So you can use anything for most activities in the game, but there will always be the best choice for what you're trying to accomplish. Our pirate game, our open world pirate game of Skull and Bones, is naval combat. we definitely wanted to be best in class for this type of game, which is ships on the sea. So our combat is very fast paced, and we also have depth added into the combat. So the types of weapons you choose versus your enemies will be important. As you're in combat, your crew actually kind of works into this combat fervor, which we call fury, and you'll be able to unleash what we call crew-to-crew attacks. That could turn into a boarding attack, and it's the only way you can actually get all the loot and make sure that nothing sinks to the bottom.
When you're fighting, what are the major elements you need to consider? For example, loadout, scouting, positioning, aiming, etc.
All of our weapons and armors are classified into an element. So it's based on, of course, we want to be grounded in reality of this 17th century kind of dawn of piracy. So things will be blunt, or maybe they would cause tearing of the sails, or they could cause flooding. Now, based on the target that you're taking on, they'll have some type of armor. It could be just wood. It might be stone. It might be clay, which we call terracotta in the armor section. And based on your loadout, you will have either a good effect, you'll have a bonus damage to that enemy type, or you might be neutral to that enemy type, or you might actually be doing less damage. Now, you're never completely inefficient. You can always take on any target with any type of loadout, but there will be better, more effective loadouts depending on what you're facing. Also, the sails are a way that you can actually slow your enemies, or eventually kind of rooting them in place for a temporary period of time where they can be easier to take out. Also, all of our enemy ships have something we call weak points. So depending on the class of the enemy ship, you'll see these large kind of outlined red targets. And if you take those out, you'll do a high amount of damage. You might start the ship burning. You'll have a different effect. It might change their behavior, but it'll definitely do a lot of damage.
Let's talk about when combat doesn't go your way. So is it possible to flee from combat and escape an enemy or reach a safe haven?
Yes, so it might be more difficult to escape a player, for instance, who's chasing you, but you definitely can flee, and we have safe areas around both dens in the game, which are kind of our mini pirate villages, if you will. So you can run and flee to get back to those areas, and then you'll be safe, or you can just try to outrun or outsail some of the enemies if they're chasing you, which also can happen. In some of our plundering activities, the whole point might be just to kind of snatch and grab. So you get what you can while you can hold off the enemy, the reinforcements coming, and then you were always planning on running at some point. So that's definitely possible.
As a follow-up question, if combat really doesn't go your way, what happens to your ship and crew when you're sunk? What happens to your cargo?
So if you do happen to get sunk, which will happen, everyone, and you lose your ship, what happens is there's a wreck created where that happens, which has a certain amount of your materials. Then you'll respawn basically either at one of the dens or at the nearest outpost, depending on what you choose. And most of your materials are mailed back to you. They're insured, so you can get them in the mail. If you choose to then go sail out to your wreck and no one has looted it, like another player, then you will basically get all of your materials back, and it'll just have cost you a little bit of time. You recraft your ship, and you keep going.
With this win, nothing can catch up.
Skull and Bones is an online open world or open sea game, and so you definitely will be coming across other players. And whether or not PvP can be an option is based on your choice. So are you on a PvP opt-in server or not? So if you are, then you have to be kind of wary and make sure that you're not going to become the target of another pirate. But at any point, if you feel like that's not for you, or you feel like there's maybe too many players that are engaging in PvP on the server, you can just opt out immediately and go to a PvE only server, and you don't lose any progress. There's no penalty. There's no problem switching back and forth. And then maybe you progress a little further. You get a different ship. You upgrade some of your weapons, and maybe you want to jump back into a PvP-enabled server, because there are benefits for playing and risking more on the PvP-enabled servers.
Well, I think I'm ready for combat. Thank you all for watching. Check out the Skull and Bones worldwide gameplay reveal on Ubisoft's YouTube channel. Take care.
Like I said, guys, I'm getting massive Assassin's Creed Black Flag vibes, which I do believe this was heavily inspired by. I just wish they would have a story. Again, just maybe multiplayer and online, which again is perfectly fine. I'm definitely gonna try to get this game. I really am. There's so many games that's gonna be coming out later on this year that I'm very excited for. This is one of them. I'm like I said, guys, I'm excited. But what do you guys think? You guys ready for this? I know I am. What are your thoughts about it this time? What do you guys thought about this game? Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It was a little long. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. What do you like the most about this? What do you like least? I like the detail, me personally. I like the combat. It really, like I say, gives me Assassin's Creed vibes. And also, I like the customization. I like how taking care of your crew is in effect, the weather, the animals, the taking care of your ship, obviously. It takes heavy precedence in the game, and I love that. But let me know what you guys think. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.